Can be seated. All right. So today we have our sub-regional team here for this tour, this activation tour. And this is the third location of this tour. They're going to how many locations? 10? 9 locations, 18 communities in just 8 days. So that's pretty amazing. They're working really hard to be here to support all of our brothers and sisters. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome up our senior pastor for the Northeast, Naokimi Ushiroda.
All right, good morning. Good morning, guys. So we have quite a program for you today. It's we're gonna be covering a lot of topics, but it will be interactive. The whole point of this program, we're calling it the Northeast Activation Tour. So recently, President Dunkley really declared 3 main campaigns that he wants to offer as a gift to Mother by April 2025 for the entrance ceremony of the Cheongwongung. And so we met as a Northeast pastors team, actually right here, just about a month ago. And we felt that it would be helpful if we could go around and share more about this campaign, these campaigns, and just clarify how each person can participate. So we're continually working on making things like simpler and easier for people to participate. So that's kind of what we're going to be going over. So based on those 3 campaigns, actually there's a 4th campaign, which we'll go over today as well. The first campaign is on new membership, new and returning membership. Second campaign is on the cosmic blessing. Third campaign is the Cheongwongung donation and the restoration. So during today, we're going to start with a presentation from Unmi to just kind of give an overview of the Northeast subregion, how we've been working and our different resources. And then we're going to go into each of the 4 different campaigns. So we'll have different people present just about 10 minutes about the campaign. And then we're going to open up to Q&A for you guys, and then an activation. So everyone should leave with a clear idea what I can do to support each of these 4 campaigns, okay? And then at the end of the program today, we're going to actually start to specialize. So everyone should participate in each of the 4, but I want you to a specialization. Which of these 4 are you most excited about? And then focus on strategizing for Belvedere in that particular area. So we're going to do that, have you guys come and present your findings, and we'll go to the prayer room and offer it up, and we'll be done. So that's the plan for today. Thank you again for having us. It is a whirlwind of a tour, but I felt we needed to do this now because we have a few important programs that are coming up that we wanted to invite you to also enroll in. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So without further ado, I'd like to invite our Secretary General of the Northeast, Unmi Rangala. Please join me in welcoming her.
Hi, everyone. We are grateful to be here on this early morning at Belvedere Family Church. And yeah, how do you feel? Yeah, do you? Did you have a good breakfast? Yeah, I only hear one person. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I don't know if this is working. All right, as we get that up, I hope it's not on my end. Yeah, so I'll be sharing on the Northeast. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think this usually works. No. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, great. All right. Thank you for your patience. We have got it working. So we're here. We're doing a Northeast activation campaign. And one, you must be wondering who we are. You've heard of the Northeast Subregional team, and you've seen three guys and one lady. And I just wanted to take this time to also introduce ourselves, the entire team. And oh, it got lost again. Technology's not being my friend today. Working again. I think the first one. All right. Maybe just don't touch anything. All right. Okay. Thank you for your patience once again. Um, yeah, so I hope moving forward, technology is our friend. And yeah, so again, I wanted to introduce the team. My name is Unmi Rangala Maddox. I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey, and technology has done its thing again. So I think I'll send it to, should I send it to you? Actually, you should have it, yeah. Okay, so as we get that started, one thing I was thinking about was actually yesterday, or we've had two communities we've visited so far. One is Queens in New York, that was on August 1st, and then August 2nd was Philadelphia. We were in Philly yesterday. And on our ride back, on our drive back home, we were going through like a debrief and reviews, and Pastor Kimi actually timed each of our presentations. And okay, yeah, mine turned out to be a little longer than planned. Actually, all of us. And so at this point, I'm sure his timing. So Pastor Kimi, I ask you to not time this portion. And then, so we are starting now. All right, we've got it working. Yay. Thank you to our tech team back there. So, our team. Does it work? Okay. I see. Okay. Yeah. All right. This is our team. We have Pastor Naokimi Ushiroda, our sub-regional senior pastor. And then there's me, myself, Unmi Rangala Maddox, Secretary General, Pastor Justin Okamoto, your pastor, and our leadership and training director. And then we have our wonderful bookkeeper who takes care of all our finances. Her name is Shizuko Iwaya. And then we have our next gen coordinator, Yasutaka Ozawa, the guy in the blue shirt. He's from New Jersey Family Church. And then we have our pastoral care, who is Pastor Barbara. She's the pastor of Mid Hudson Family Church. And then lastly, we have Landon Dorosky, who actually just joined us last month. I believe he's right there in the back. He's our BFM coordinator for the Northeast. Give him a hand. He's part of the team now. Yeah, so these are some of our pastors in the Northeast, and your pastor is somewhere there at the bottom. Your wonderful pastor back there, Pastor Justin. And then, so what do we do exactly? Yeah, we're here to serve and care for the pastors. We meet with the pastors on a weekly basis, and sometimes we have retreats all together with the different pastors within the Northeast subregion. And so we're just here to care, and that's why we also invested in a pastoral care, Pastor Barbara, who meets with the pastors on a daily basis. And she kind of just takes care of them, coaches them, listens to them, listens to their challenges, and any other way that we can support them in. And yeah, and next we support our next gen and with all their initiatives. So we do coaching for the next gens. We created a program. Pastor Naokimi and Pastor Justin created this program, Achieve and Accelerate, to guide and coach and train different next gens within the community and also all the members in general. And then we also support workshops for the next gens, like the youth winter workshops that we have at the end of every year. And we also supported financially the next generation who went to the pilgrimage in Korea in April. We supported them. And we have an upcoming program, or yeah, more like a peace choir that's being sent to Korea to perform in August during the True Fathers Songhwa. And yeah, so we're sending a group of next generation. Actually, most of them are coming from our sub-region, and so we'll be supporting them as well. And yeah, and then we provide different sponsorships for different activities that come up for the next gens as well. And then next, we also support all our members within the Northeast subregion, providing workshops where we open up Achieve for the rest of the community, and members were able to receive one-on-one coaching from the different coaches that we also kind of coached and trained in order to provide more support for our membership. And then provide sponsorships and also provide educational content. So right now, together with Internet IHQ and HQ, we're working together to simplify the new content that has come up, the Chonilguk content. And so we want to prepare it in a way where it's ready for you to easily share this with the anybody you're trying to witness to. And yeah, so those are some of the things. Actually, 2 weeks ago, we sent a group of educators to Las Vegas to participate in this so that they can also guide us and help us simplify this content and make it ready fast enough for us to be able to share it in the field. And then, so yeah, now we're focusing on our national goals, and these are the campaigns that we're doing right now. One is new membership. So we're looking to bring 3,200 new members, offer them to True Mother. And this is an initiative that was started by Reverend Dunkley. And yeah, so 3,200 is a big number. And this is by 2025 at the entrance ceremony in Korea next year. So we want to make this big victorious offering to true parents, and we're really committed to doing this. And so for the Northeast, it was divided amongst all the other subregions. And so for our subregion, the Northeast, we are looking to have 600 new members from our general Northeast. And then if you can see, New Jersey was actually very kind enough to take responsibility of half of that. So they'll be taking responsibility for 300 of those new members. And then Belvedere is 73. So we are just looking for 73, right? At Belvedere? Yeah? Yeah? You don't sound too enthusiastic about it. All right, so our second campaign is the Blessed Couples. For this one, we're aiming to send 3,125 attendees to receiving the cosmic blessing in Korea. And for the Northeast, we have 600. And again, New Jersey is taking half of that responsibility. So 300 of them will be from New Jersey. And for Belvedere, will be 73 as well. And this is based on the general data that of the Belvedere community, and that was how it was split. And so it's not just you, but the rest of the communities within the subregion, aside from New Jersey, would be taking half of that responsibility, and that's how we split it up. And then Chonwongung donation is our third campaign. And this on a national level, okay, the Chonwongung is, I'm sure you've heard of it. This is a home that True Mother is preparing to offer to God in 2025. And so for that completion, we really want to help so that we can see the victorious completion by 2025. And in order for us to succeed in that, we need 10 million. So we want to offer 10 million to towards the completion of the Chonwongung. And for the Northeast, our goal is 2.5 million. And New Jersey Family Church is taking 1.5 million. They're taking responsibility for that again. And for Belvedere, it's only $302,000 or $303,000. Yeah, that's doable, right? Yeah, okay, okay. And then our fourth is state restoration. This was actually brought about by True Mother herself, and she mentioned it to Reverend Dunkley a couple of times. She said, I need one state restored, right? She started with that. And then the next time they met again, Mother was like, I need 5 states. And then next time at the end of the conversation with Reverend Dunkley, it got up to 50 states. So Reverend Dunkley settled for 5 to start. So our 5 states are New Jersey, Connecticut, New York City, not a state, but it's on the list, New York, and Hawaii. And if you notice, 4 of those states, 3 of those states are in the Northeast. So we have a huge responsibility. And Belvedere falls under, the New York region. So it's our responsibility, your responsibility as well. And so we split it up where each subregional leader takes responsibility for one of the goals. So Pastor Naokimi is overseeing the general campaign. And then we have Landon, who is our BFM coordinator, and he's overseeing the blessed couples. And this is just within the Northeast. And then Pastor Justin is overseeing the new members, Pastor Barbara, the Chonwongung donation, and lastly, myself is the state restoration. For the Northeast blessing, we have a national campaign director. I didn't get to Google his pictures and stalk him a little, so I don't have an image right now, but he's Dr. Ashilf, the subregional senior pastor of Subregion 2. He's basically directing Landon, and they're meeting on a weekly basis. And so this, for us to make it work, we kind of strategize on how we can succeed with this. So we're asking matching supporters, pastors, BFM coordinators, parents and the candidates. So we need to work all together in order for us to succeed with this goal. And then next we have our new members. So this is for both new and returning members. And for Belvedere, the 73. And our national campaign director is Reverend Thompson. And yeah, for us to succeed in this goal, we all need to work together, right? We all need to, support each other, work together with Pastor Justin in order for us to succeed in this goal. And then the third one is our Chonwongung donation, 303,000 from Belvedere. And our national campaign director for this is Reverend John Jackson from Subregion 4, who's working together with Pastor Naokimi, our numbers guy, to make this work. And for our Northeast is led by Pastor Barbara. And again, for this, we need to all work together to make this goal successful. And it's not just us, it would also be the new members and also, just anybody out there. One time I was on Facebook and I was reading comments and one comment stood out to me where this person was saying, we could be, she said, sometimes I think to myself, maybe there's a third temple or fourth temple, I don't remember, a fourth temple being built out there, and I'm just sitting here and I don't know about it. And I thought, oh wow, that's interesting. I know of a temple. But anyways, so yeah, I thought that was interesting. So there are people out there who are curious and who are willing to put in their money to see something like this come into fruition. And this is like a building for God, right? It's not for us, it's actually for God. And it's a place where we can go into and really feel God's embrace. And so, yeah, our fourth goal is state restoration. And it's spearheaded by Reverend Dunkley on a national level. And he has a team he's working with. And then in the sub-region, I'm overseeing this, and it's for New Jersey, Connecticut, New York City, and Hawaii. And what this means is that basically either a mayor or the governor of a state receives True Mother. It could be whether hosting an event for True Mother or just welcoming her into the state of either these, or it could be even a different state that we don't even have listed or targeted at this moment. Yeah. And so yes. So for our resources, how you can connect with us, we have our Northeast website. Oh yeah, I don't have my computer, so I can't really show you the website. So if you go to northeast.familyfed.org, you can be able to, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can sign up for our mailing list, and this way you can be connected to everything that's happening within the subregion. So there's a calendar with all the events that are happening or coming up in this that we're planning to host. Some of them will be presented later on, and then you'll get more information and stay updated on the progress of these national campaigns that we're doing. Yeah, so just scan the code and we would be more than happy to send you any news. I'm this emoji right here, right now. Yeah, so thank you, everyone. So now I'd like to pass it on to Pastor Justin, who will be sharing our new members goal. Please welcome him up.
Thank you, and me. So, yeah, right. Okay, so I will be sharing on the new members goal, and I guess I'll be putting on my subracial hat today. um, so, it's in that same email. It's the so the email that I sent with Inmi's presentation. Oh, this one's new and returning members. I think the Canva file's called witnessing strategy. Right. Thank you so much, Charles. Appreciate it. So yeah, I'm going to be sharing on this first campaign of new and returning members. So as Amy mentioned, the goal is 600 members for the subregion, and for Belvedere, it is 73. This is kind of the breakdown of all the different communities you can see. Belvedere is the second largest in the subregion, so we get the second largest portion of responsibility. And going into, yeah, basically today I wanted to share just some ideas, some thoughts, some ways that we can move towards this this goal and contributing towards this goal. How many of you seen a diagram like this before? You ever seen that? It's pretty well known at this point. It's the idea is a marketing funnel, and basically this shows the different stages that people go through when they are either buying a product or becoming a part of something. So everyone starts first of all, you start outside of this funnel as just someone who's totally unaware of this this product, this movement, in our case, this community. And then the first step is awareness, right? So first of all, people just need to know that you actually exist. So there's many people in this world that just don't know that we exist, right? So that's the first thing, is let people know that we exist, let people know that we're here, that we actually do really amazing things here. The second step, once they know that we are here, is they get a chance to make that choice, the consideration, put them into an environment where they can make a decision for themselves. Is this something I want to be a part of, right? But they can't make that decision unless they first of all know that we're here, and they don't know yet what we actually do here. The third step is conversion, but it's not the conversion necessarily that we all might think of that word. In this context, it's converting from basically an outsider to an insider, a stranger to a participant, someone who's really engaged in the community. And then the next stage is loyalty, where they feel like they're really a part of this, not just an outsider participating, but they're a part of this community, this movement. And then the last stage is advocacy, where they feel that are they a part of it, but they want to share it with others, right? And that's where we want to get everyone to, but there's different stages on this journey. So awareness, there's many ways that we can build awareness, but a great way to do that is through doing consistent, public events, doing events that we can always invite people to. We just recently had a family fest here in Belvedere, of course. New Jersey is doing a sports and music fest this Sunday. So these are really great ways, and empowering our members through, through putting it on the internet, through yard signs, and giving out, postcards, social media. There's many different ways that we can allow people to see that we're here and that we're doing some really amazing things. And then, of course, next is consideration, right? Give them an opportunity to consider whether or not they want to be a part of this. And I think there's two ways you can get someone to consider something. One is to tell them about it, tell them about what you're about, tell them about what you believe. And the second way is to show them, right? To show them who you are, show them what you believe, through your actions, through your the culture that you create, through the music, through some kind of experience. And while I think these are both valid and valuable at different times, would you rather go to a concert or be told about a concert? I think most of us would rather be there, right, and hear the music and feel it for yourself, right? So I think one of the best ways that we can grow is to simply show people who we are, get them through the gates, get them into the room, show them our people, show them our culture, and show them the love of Heavenly Parent and true parents. And these are some pictures from mostly our community, because I made this presentation. But yeah, when you see these pictures, I think you get to feel the joy. You get to experience the culture of heart, this culture centered on God and the love that we feel as a family. So there's also the Peace Starts With Me. This is another way that we can expand our reach and expand our movement. You know, this is something that our President Dunkley has been really working hard on. He recently created a podcast where he's interviewing different civic leaders and business leaders, religious leaders. And this is a very easy way to get people engaged. This is a brand that I think a lot of people can easily engage with. So another way to get people to become more aware and consider if they'd like to be a part of what we're doing. We have our new website also for that purpose, and we also have a podcast now. So this is another easy way that you can share about who we are through sharing the sermons of our pastors that's going to be posted on this podcast. The next is conversion. Sorry, that was the AI just made that picture. Wasn't wasn't the one I wanted, but you know. No, conversion can look like many things, right? Simply, conversion can look like people willing to, you know, display our brand in their clothing. You know, wear a Peace Starts With Me shirt. You know, going to the coffee shop, going out there. That's a way that people can feel like they're a part of this bigger movement, is just simply through their clothing, simply through the way that they talk about who we are. Conversion can look like getting involved with a project. You know, it doesn't necessarily always have to look like, you know, becoming a consistent member on Sunday, although we'd love to have them on Sunday. But it could look like, you know, getting involved in a garden, becoming a vendor in a family festival. You know, there's so many ways that people can engage with us that we don't always think about. Get involved with helping to build our little playground for the kids, right? Many ways to get involved and be a part of the movement, Peace Starts With Me movement, the Belvedere community. And then, of course, we want them to become loyal members at some point, right? Or people who can really stick it out through whatever happens, really, grab onto our values and our beliefs. And then eventually, you know, advocacy. But even advocacy can look different. You know, advocacy, of course, can look like Chumbo, which many of our brothers and sisters go out there and share the blessing as advocates of our movement. But also advocacy can look like someone like Liz Black, who, if you remember, she was an MC at the Peace Starts With Me rally back in Prudential. But in a recent podcast, you know, she was sharing about how amazing that event was, how amazing our movement is. So there's a lot of people out there that actually advocate for our movement, and we want to see more and more people who can get to that level of, you know, involvement. So that's kind of the process that people go through. But in order to even get there, it all starts with the heart, right? It all starts with this desire to actually share what we have with people, right? We won't get people aware of who we are unless we want to get them aware, first of all. So it really starts with understanding what we have and being grateful for our blessings that we have in our communities and our families. You know, for example, we just did our family fest, and you know, I think one of the things that was special about this event is it really just came from this place of gratitude for something that we have in this community. You know, we have this amazing property that was given to us by our true parents, that was bought through the, you know, blood, sweat, and tears of our members. And we wanted to simply just share this because we felt this is beautiful, this is good, this is a place where people can feel love. And because it came from that heart, I think it was a lot easier to share. It was a lot, you know, we felt very free to just put it out there in the public, you know, put up signs. And as I shared maybe a Sunday ago, you know, we did have people who just walked in, and, you know, talking to one couple who just said, you know, I saw the signs and just thought it would be a really nice thing to come to. So we want to cultivate that heart, first of all. I think that's the most important thing that we can do to grow. And one way to do that is through this new program that we're initiating, Sharing Your Blessed Life Witnessing Training. That's going to start on August 17th, every Saturday from 10:30 to 12. And this is really about witnessing in the age of Chunilguk. What can that look like? It's 8 sessions based on the Achieve content, which is all about getting people to really grow in their 3 great blessings, in their personal life, in their relationships, in their contribution to the world and society. And it is a process that's worked, and we've already done it with hundreds of people around the nation, even internationally, and we've got so many positive testimonies. And the original vision for this Achieve content was always that it wasn't going to just be something for our members, but something that we can utilize as something to share with the world. So you've got all these awesome topics: gratitude, identity statements, goals, affirmations, limiting beliefs, challenges, overcoming challenges, daily habits, and claiming your victories. And they're all given by yours truly, so you know it's going to be great. And it's going to be facilitated by our senior pastor, Naokimi Yoshiroda. So become a pioneer for a new way to witness. We're going to be working through the content for ourselves, but also with the intention to share it with someone else in your life. So that it can be a friend, a family member. I think this is a kind of course that you can easily bring your child through, go through it with a friend at work. It's very what I might call guest friendly, very easy to understand and get. And ultimately, it's about supporting our true mother. So it starts on the 17th of August. It's a $40 registration fee, which is used to be $400, so it's a huge discount. It's on Zoom, and also we'll have recordings available. And it's all part of this amazing journey that we're on, that we want to bring people through as well. And you can sign up through that QR code. So yeah, that your phones take a snapshot. And then another resource is we have a new membership meeting that happens every Saturday at 8 p.m. on Zoom. It's centered on the New Jersey Chuncheon, but it's open to the whole subregion. So we'll also send out the links to that. But yeah, I know that was a lot, and I tried to get through it because we're all being timed today. So try to get through it quickly. But yeah, we do have a little bit of time if anyone has any questions regarding anything I presented today, or any of the anything related to new membership, returning members. So yeah, any questions for me? Huh? Yeah, Dominic?
May I gauge how many people are interested in our community as they come to Sunday service?
Mm.
We got a lot of members in our are they doing other things that are involved? They just choose not to come to Sunday service? Or is that a good gauge of how engaged people are?
Mm.
And I mean, I don't think I can answer that fully, but it's something that's been on my mind for the last several months.
Right. It's a good point, good question. And yeah, we've been talking about this with a few other people as well. The ad hoc group, we've been talking about this as well. Personally, I feel that we do need to expand our kind of mind as far as what it looks like to be a member of a community, to participate. We have kind of emphasized a lot that a member attends, Sunday service. But I think we need to start to look at that, and I personally feel that we need to have more options, more variety. I think we live in a world where there's always a lot of options given as far as how you want to participate, engage in something. And I think we need to, start to think that way and start to create different kinds of programs that people can engage with, even if it doesn't necessarily look like a Sunday service. And we do have some, of course, we have the garden, we have like UPF, ACLC events. And I mean, even like getting involved with like Family Fest and like volunteering for that. Maybe someone just wants to like help plan that out every 2 months and get involved with the team, but they're not really interested in coming on Sundays. I think personally, we should, allow for more of that, instead of trying to get people to conform to maybe our expectations of what their life is supposed to look like. But that might be a radical idea, and maybe we're not ready for it. I don't know. I think you guys are ready for it, right? Yeah, that was a great question, though. Any other questions? Yeah. Oh,
Just one point for clarification. You mentioned in the beginning, actually, I think it was maybe Unmi mentioned it, but talked about there being next gen, referring to next gen. So I want to clarify, are we thinking of next gen as being second gen and younger first gen?
I believe so. I think that's why we
Hope so.
started using that distinction, next gen instead of second gen, kind of be more inclusive of, young first generation, we might call them, right? Any young unificationists, basically. Next generation is like the people who are, quote unquote, going to take over in the next 5-10 years, right? Even starting today, right? But yeah, that's kind of, I think, the lingo that we're trying to train and educate ourselves in using more these days. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Is there time for another question? Or should we? Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? You got one in the back? Sure.
I'll just make a comment too about, I work, for those who don't know, I have my own business and I work with professionals regularly. I could never go to them and invite them to our Sunday service. But one of the things is, it's not that we have anything to be ashamed of. It's it's the things that we do talk about. We're like the priests and priestesses. We're the high priests. So the Israelites, they had the holy and the holy of holies in the temple. So the things that we talk about are not relatable to people on the outside, to the masses. Yes, you can find one person here or there that might catch it. I remember one of Father's speeches in the early 2000s. He said, stop looking for prepared people. Everybody's prepared, but that doesn't mean everybody's ready to just jump in, and be devoted, but they're ready to receive the divine principle and listen and hear. So that's where, if someone does come to Sunday service and all we're doing is giving reports about how great it was in Korea and talking about True Mother, they don't get it. We've had people walk into our Sunday service from the street and they walked out saying, this is not for me. Because all it was stuff from our members. Everything we did was, and the members loved it, and it's really good for our members, but there's really two areas. So we kind of have to recognize the deeper devotional part, but that's not what if you have a restaurant that has really good food and you invite people to the restaurant, the first thing you do is you don't bring them into the kitchen and let them mop the floor and teach them how to butcher a cow. First, you want to give them a good meal, get nourishment, Then once they taste it, go, this is really good. I want to know how you did this. How do you prepare that? Then they're ready to look a little more. And then they want to become an investor. They say, listen, I want to have a restaurant like this. So that's my thought, is we somehow have to think about what we are presenting. For instance, Sunday service, if we want to have 2 services, whatever, it has to be thought about in a way, how can we reach the many, many people? I've been in Tarrytown here for 45 years. I love this town, but the people, we're not reaching the people. You find a few people that come for a free meal or to get some award, that's great, but that's not really the support that we need. So I really hope that we find ways to do it. It's not something that we're going to do tomorrow, but something that we need to, I think, work towards.
I do. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate that. All right. So on that note, I think that's probably all the time I've got. So I'd like to welcome up our next presenter, Mr. Landon Dorosky, all the way from the very tip of Long Island. Let's welcome him up, our BFM coordinator.
All right. I can take this off. Does this work? Yes. Yep. You can hear me with this? Good morning, everybody. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the food. Thank you for giving us your time. So first off, I just want to ask you, who here loves the blessing? Who here loves the blessing? Who here wants to go to the cosmic blessing again? Anybody? I do. I would go again. That experience was so special. All right, excellent. So, one other question I want to ask real quick is, do we have any matching supporters in the room? All right, we have one right here. Can we give a round of applause, please? Really, the matching supporters, they do so much work. They volunteer, they give their time. They really, each week, supporting somebody. So really just want to acknowledge them for the work that they're doing. Any matching interviewers as well? Let's give a round of applause over here too. All right. So I want to now go into presentation on the cosmic blessing. So currently, right now, the goal for the Northeast, they shared already the goal before, but I'm just going to break it down a little bit. It's more focused on the Northeast here. So we have 600 candidates that we're focused on, and which would be 300 couples by April 2025. So yes, that's a big goal, and we have to look in a different range of who are the people that we can, who are those candidates in different ranges from second gen, first gen. We have a bunch of different areas we can, different pools we can go into. So for Belvedere, as they shared before, we have 73 candidates is the goal for here. And currently in the Northeast, we have 43 matching supporters across the whole Northeast. Actually 44, I became a matching supporter recently, so. So with 73 matching, 73 candidates, I'm gonna go into what does that look like for how many matching supporters do we need for Belvedere? So right now, just some basic stuff. First, our first steps that we're gonna take is we wanna train 120 matching supporters. So what that would look like, each supporter is supporting 5 candidates, which would help support our 600 candidates. So if you look at Belvedere, you have 73. I think that comes out to around 15 matching supporters around would be how many we want to really have for Belvedere to be able to support those 73 candidates. The second step we want to be taking is that everyone become an active supporter. So this is a term that Dr. Ashiel shared with me when I was down in Orlando. But to be an active supporter, to support at least one person who could be a potential candidate or potential couple that we could reach out to help them on their journey. So I'll just give a real brief example. Dr. Ashiel was at his event down in Orlando, everyone committed to really work to become active supporters. And what that means is kind of being able to be those people who reach out to families, whether it's second gen, who are more distant, maybe checking with the family, the parents, asking them how they're doing, checking in with them, see if their children are still interested. There may be challenges there, but to be a listening someone who's there to listen and hear them out. That's, I think, and that's why we have on the third point, an active supporter kind of equals an active listener, somebody who's going to be listening, being present with those people, giving them time, and trying to find out, how can I help you? You know, how can I give support? And Dr. Shield down there, he was sharing like a story of one woman who reached out to a family. And when she reached out and kind of asked if she could help out, the family was really moved. They said, nobody's ever come and asked us if we could have help. You could help us. So I really feel there's opportunity here that we can really reach out if we go with the right heart and the right process, that we're not going to necessarily the children, but we work with the parents. There's great opportunity here. All right, so why we need to act now? So we have 9 months. So I want to emphasize, we're not trying to rush. We're not trying to rush anybody to the blessing. We want to make sure we do this in the right process, make sure people are prepared. We also don't want to freeze up and get paralyzed by the numbers. We don't want to worry about that too much. We just want to focus on starting the process with people, whether they get there by 2025 or they don't get there. That's really just more, we want to emphasize that everybody can get to the blessing. All right. So, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't show the last one. I apologize. All right. So, thank you for that. So on average, it takes about 7 months to get a potential candidate to the blessing. So again, like I emphasized, we want to take it step by step with our candidates. And then what else? What other aspects of why we want to act now? Well, think about it. What would it be like? How would it make you feel if there was 600 new blessed couples across the Northeast? How would that make you guys feel? Right? Yeah, I agree. You have new blessed couples who really can be active people in the communities, people who are excited about their blessings, who can share testimonies about their experiences. That's what we really want to look for. We want to create beautiful stories that we can continue to share going forward. And then there's opportunity here as well for empowering our young couples, people who are at least 1 year blessed, who can become matching supporters. I really see this as a natural transition. You know, we have had GPA, we have CARP, but people get blessed, and then sometimes they're involved or not involved. But being a matching supporter is a great way to continue being involved, going on the next step. It's kind of that way to take care of your own blessing. When you focus in on that, you're also really coming back and focusing on your own blessing. So I feel it's a good thing to encourage our young couples to consider becoming a matching supporter. All right, so this is just a little basic roadmap. It's not perfect. This is drafted. I'm not I'm not an expert completely yet. I'm new to the job, but this is just a kind of little idea to look at for each of our different categories that we have. So if you just look at kind of like for each section, you have your parents, and then you have your potential active supporters, those people who reach out, as I was saying before, to see how they can help. And then from there, they become a candidate, which each of those stages have different levels of what has to be done to become the candidate. And then you have a matching supporter once you're a candidate. So you have your active supporters who they open the door, they try to open that door, and then the matching supporters are the ones who help them to find their candidate and then get blessed. Number 3, don't look at that one too closely. That is I wrote that up. That's not from BFM. That was just my idea of what that could potentially, I'm not sure. On August 10th, there'll be somebody who's going to share more on intergenerational couples. But this is how I saw it. You know, first gen, second gen, intergenerational. There's parents, spiritual parents. Maybe there's some type of support system that goes in there. I know BFM is going to be a lot of support for answering questions going forward on that. All right. So strategy. All right. So on August 10th, we're going to be having a matching supporting meeting. So this is the one opportunity for you to be there, we're going to have this once. So really consider attending this. We're going to have a planning meeting by community. So all your pastors are going to be working together with their communities to support our planning session. And then number two, there will be a weekly Cosmic Blessing Zoom meetings, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. From Clifton Family Church. And if you come to this event on August 10th, you can learn more about how to become a matching supporter. So let's go to the next slide. All right, so our event highlights, some of those things are going to be, we have healing ourselves and our children with Kendra Stein. We have intergenerational matching in unique situations. We're going to have Q&A for that. And then we're also have the core of this event, we're going to have is the community planning, where we work together as we strategize. All right, benefits of becoming a matching of a supporter. So the first clear one is you're helping somebody receive the cosmic blessing. We're expanding our support within our communities. And then the last one is personal growth. And I want to just share just briefly on this. You know, for me, I've had a lot of experience throughout my life since I was like 13, where I had many experiences of volunteerism. And I really feel, you know, this is a great opportunity for anyone to really to grow through this kind of experience. When I was younger, I used to teach ballroom dancing, and I was really passionate about doing it for free. I was teaching it in the park. I was teaching it to the junior Navy cadets. And for me, it was just so exciting to be able to see the joy in those people that they received by just having fun, learning new steps. So for me, it was just a fulfilling experience to give and offer something to others. At the same time, I learned how to be more confident with teaching dance. And the same goes for when I was in High Noon working with brothers. You know, my experience with that, you know, I really felt so much joy when I was able to see the brothers in my group start to gain more confidence in themselves, to be able to deal with their sexual integrity, to be more, how do you say, being able to actually feel love from God, being aware of that love that God has for them. So there's a lot of like internal experiences that I experienced where both I felt joy for this, what I was seeing for them, but I also was learning about things for myself, for my own sexual integrity journey. So that's why I feel if you become a matching supporter, I really feel, you know, when we volunteer, there is an opportunity for our own growth and also for what we give. All right. All right. So the last one we have is our QR code. So make sure you take out your phones. Don't miss out. This is a one-time thing we're having. If you want to get anyone blessed, you got to be there. This is a really important event. So please scan the QR. Do we have any questions? So it's going to be in person and Zoom. We really encourage people to come in person, but there'll be the Zoom option, especially if for some reason, if you can't attend at all, make sure you register for the Zoom option so you can get the recording sent to you later, okay? Clifton, New Jersey, yes. Any other questions? Yeah, cosmic blessing, but I don't have all the details about everything, but if you could try to ask. Yeah.
The cosmic blessing is not just for the our next generation, but also the previously married couples and the clergies. And how is are you involving with this, like a previously married couple or the clergies, matching and blessing?
Previous married couples and what was the other one?
Clergy is matching and blessing.
Gotcha. Are you talking about for this upcoming event? So this is kind of our first meeting, kind of to come together to work together. So I don't have an event planned for that in particular right now. But that's the upcoming meeting we have, we're coming together, work as a team. We want to really bring together the Northeast to work together. There is, we're hoping to announce at the event, potential program for candidates going forward, though, something to get people excited. Any other last question?
I've been a matching supporter for several years now, and you know, theoretically, it's very easy to become one. You take an exam for a couple hours, and boom, you're a matching supporter. But the reality is that it's a very nuanced process. You're dealing with a lot of people's personal situations, and every case is so unique and different that it's not always like one size fits all. So I guess I understand that we're trying to increase the number of matching supporters, and also BFM is introducing a new system for how candidates, apply to become, or yeah, people apply to become candidates and then apply for the blessing. So my question is, what steps are we taking to ensure that we are really educating and training anyone who's like new to the whole process and doesn't have a lot of experience with it? How do we really guide people properly and appropriately, without making it seem like it's like a big rush to get a lot of matching supporters who might not know what they're doing, and then we're just trying to get a bunch of numbers to the blessing? So I think that's a little bit of my concern as like someone who has spent a lot of time with candidates and understands that it's not like a very simple process all the time.
Thank you so much for that question. That was a great question. Yeah, I think one of the two things is there's two areas. We want to emphasize active supporters, which is not necessarily playing a role in the direct candidates matching process, which I think it's that's definitely one area we really want to encourage for the getting support for at least one candidate each, that we can kind of start that process. But I think with the matching supporting process, yeah, I can understand what you're saying. That for sure, with that makes sense. There's even with high noon, there was when you're supporting people, it's a delicate process, even with that. So I know that they're coming out with new content right now. I haven't seen it personally, so I can't speak to it yet. But my hope, is it's going to be able to give even more training on this. But I can't give a clear answer on that completely. I do want to encourage that to do this, of course, you feel inspired to go into this route. I think the vision that I have right now is that we're going to work together with other matching supporters to come up with some type of plan on how we can give more support to the new matching supporters. But in terms of training, I can't speak to that yet. If the new training, how good it is, I hope it can address what you're saying. Yeah. All right. Just the last thing is, just want to ask you to think, do you have anyone in your mind, like one person in your mind that you want to see go to the blessing? Is there anybody that comes to your mind? Raise your hand if you have one person in your mind. Okay, so I can see some hands. Do we have parents here? Anybody a parent? Okay. Do you have children that you want to see blessed? Okay, so you're the number one active supporter, the person taking that role, and even eventually you should become a matching supporter to gain more training, even to help support you in that process. So I want to just take a moment, just like 1 minute, just share with each other somebody that you have in mind. Are they a second gen? Are they a first gen? Take a moment just to share with each other. Just by the neighbor, the person next to you, take 1 minute to share, okay? All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. All right, so just keep those people in mind. Please come to our matching supporting meeting on August 10th and continue to consider, you can follow up with the Cosmic Blessing on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. All right, thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you so much again to our BFM coordinator. So we have time for a break just to, stretch your legs, maybe get some more coffee or drink of water. There's a lot of bagels still left there, fruit as well. So we'll take 8 minutes, come back 10:20. Also a good time to go to the bathroom. So enjoy the break.
All right, let's welcome back everybody. We are gonna get started with our next presentation. Okay, I'm gonna time myself so I can model the way for my other staff on timeliness here. Let's see, stopwatch. Okay. All right, so good. I am in charge of the Cheonggung campaign, both as an assistant nationally and also in the Northeast. This is the one that I'm going to be focusing on and presenting on to you guys. So the goal is 10 million new dollars since August 1st of 2023. So it was last year. And we have 8 months to reach this goal. It's quite a goal. The first time we made the offering, we got to 6.2 million. But Damien felt inspired to offer 10 more to Heavenly Parent. So we're gonna unite and do our best, and we're gonna achieve. I thought I was done with fundraising, but I guess not. I'm gonna continue. Why? I think this is the best reason that I heard so far was for America to help Mother offer a beautiful home for God. One of the participants in our Northeast Pastors program we had here, she shared that she really wanted to help Mother in offering this for God. There's 5 main strategies. First and main one is to establish these donor levels and appreciation. So we're going to include all donors who started from the very beginning. So if you've already given to the Cheonggung, thank you. Please give more. No. We're going to still acknowledge those who gave. But we have now 6 levels. Anyone who's given any donation, you will receive a letter of appreciation. Thank you for your donation. But those who have given at least 1 unit will receive a special pin as a donor for the Cheonggung. Those who've offered 3 units, by the way, 1 unit is $800. It represents 1 million won. So when it was first started, they were asking for, actually, even back in 2022, the original request was 21 units or 21 million won per family. It's just that because of the Japan situation, they couldn't advertise it or send official meetings or memos or anything like that. So that's why we basically said 800, and then that's what most people heard. But the original request was 21 units, which is 16,800. Those who gave that amount will receive a gold coin. Not real gold, but a gold coin, gold plated. I think the plate will be real gold, but gold plated coin as appreciation at the end of the campaign, which will be probably early April. We need to offer this by April 13th, 2025. Okay. Those who can offer 2,400 or more or 3 units is a bronze, 8,000, 10 units, silver, gold. And then since we want everyone to still want to play the game, we decided there's 2 more levels to strive for. So for those who already offered 21 units, there is a level 5, 43 units. And we're gonna call this the diamond level. And so we're gonna create some kind of diamond level coin and or plaque. So for those who'd like to challenge that, yeah, please consider it. I remember when this first came out, I was the president. I had just become the president, and then Dr. Yong was coming up to me. He's like, "Now, Kimi, you need to make this donation. They're asking all leaders to make this donation." I'm like, okay. So I asked my wife, and she said no. So I had to beg her and then keep persuading her and wash dishes for 30 days straight. And then finally she said, whatever, go ahead. But anyway, but now there's level 5. So I have to now think again. What can I do to support in that way? So anyway, if you are interested in making this offering, I think it is a beautiful opportunity to contribute to this. It's kind of like the final temple, the third temple from a prophecy perspective. And also for Mother, she considers this her kind of final offering to heaven. So to be able to support her in that is great. And there's also level 6, guys. $80,000. And we're going to call this platinum. And if you want to do multiple platinums, we'll have numbers next to them too. So platinum 1 through 10. So platinum 10 would be $800,000. Anyway, so far we have 2 people that have, actually 3 people who have given at the 100 unit level in the nation. So we wanted to give them something. And I heard, I have a question mark here, but they said in Korea that if you give at that level, they will plant a tree in your name at the Cheongwon-gung. But I cannot confirm this yet, so that's why I have a question mark, okay? All right, so these are kind of the idea of what kind of coins we can create to commemorate and honor those who give. And I also worked on a central website. So if we can go to that website now. Oh, this is a donation. There's another website. The first link, yeah, this one. So I'm still working on updating the link, so it's very simple. The final link will be cwg.familyfed.org. But it has a video. I'll put a letter from the president there, other resources, our progress, all of it will be in the same page. And then if you click on the donate button, you'll get to the next page, which is here. So you can put in your name, spouse's name, subregion, state, community, scroll down. And we have 3 main options. Primary option is ACH, in terms of a payment approach. ACH means it goes straight from your bank account. And you put in your checking, routing, and account number. Or credit card. The thing about credit card is there is a 3% fee. So we're gonna ask you to pay the fee as well if you do the credit card option. And then the third option is by check. So you can mail in old school style. You can mail it into headquarters and they'll record it for you. Now the different amounts are there to represent the different levels, but also there's other, so you can click on other and you can put in any amount that you like. And then there's a make my donation monthly. So if you want to make it monthly, you can break up the payments into months. We have 8 months left, guys. So whatever you want to, whatever level you want to make, you can just make it a monthly, divide by 8. And if you click on set number of gifts, click on until canceled, and you have however many payments, same day each month over the next 8 months to make the goal. Okay? So that's the plan. If we can go back to the presentation. Yep, that's basically it. And this is the current status. Okay, so as I mentioned before, until July of 2023, we were able to offer 6.2 million. And now this is the new funds that were collected since August of last year. And we've collected 910,000 so far, which is 9% of the goal. So we have a little ways to go to get to the 10 million, but I'm confident that we can get there. And this is a breakdown by region. And this is Belvedere. Okay, so for the first round, you guys gave $414,000, quite substantial. And your goal for this next round is 303,000. So very doable. And so far, since August of last year, you members from this community have offered 62,000 more. So you are at 20% of your goal at this point, okay? So the number of donors, the first round, you can see there was one person that offered platinum, 15 that reached gold, and mostly a few in silver and bronze, and most people gave something. But even then, that was 52 donors from this community, okay? So what I'm looking for is full participation. I heard there's about 120 or so that come on a regular basis. So if we can get, each person to shoot for at least bronze, then you would actually reach the goal. So the idea is, yeah, if everyone can participate, then I think everyone can support in reaching the goal. Of course, if you are able to offer more, then you are more than welcome to do so. So, conclusion, pay now. No. Actually, let's take a minute to reflect with some music. How much would you like to offer Heavenly Parent at this time by April of next year? Let's take a minute to reflect with some reflection music. Which level would you like to offer? This includes what you already gave. So okay, I think that's enough time. So now you can take your phone, at least know that this is the page you can go to offer that donation. I myself am trying to get to the next level as well. Okay, and then you can, after discussing with your spouse, you can make a decision and offering. Sound good? So let's make this offering together, and I think with everyone's effort, we can reach our goal and really offer that from America. So that is all for me. Thank you very much. All right, so that was the Cheongwon-gung donation. Any questions? Yes. Hello? Hello, 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 hello.
Just, some of us are willing to give because it's requested and it's asked for and it's a house for God. But some of us like a little bit more persuasion.
Okay.
And I would like to know a little bit more about this place and what it's, why we're spending all this money. I mean, just like to know what I'm giving to.
All
Is
right.
there that information?
There is. It's a great question, actually. Yeah, why don't we give a hand for that question? Some people want more persuasion. If we can go back to the slides. So on the website, which is where I want to put all my persuasion in so that everyone has easy access. If we can go to the Cheongwon Donation Central website, which we'll send out an email later so that everyone can access. There's a video. It's a 13-minute video of the building itself. Not that one, but the other one. And why don't we play a little bit of it? I don't want to spend too much time on it because you can watch it on your own time.
평평, a holy place where heaven's dream is realized. Where the will of the true parents is manifest on this land. After 6,000 years, the providential history has borne fruit, marking the beginning of a new creation in the homeland.
이 청평 땅은 세계 적대 고향 땅, 만인류의 신경적 고향 땅, 거룩된
Can we
땅으로
skip 4 to 5 more minutes?
그 모든 사실이 이제 본격적으로
Scenes depicting the widespread dissemination of the
let's
words of
skip
truth,
like 2 minutes.
discovered by true followers of the two figures, will walk the path to fulfill the dreams of humanity and the
Skip another
heavenly parent
minute.
as a
Quote from Mother about the
of the heavenly
significance.
parent directly resides. It will be a central space where all humanity, in the embrace of the heavenly parent and true parents, becomes one family, sharing glory and joy.
All right.
As we prepare for the entrance ceremony of Chunwon on April 13th, 2025, let's create and illuminate a hopeful future at Chunwon, a holy site of hope where the 6,000-year-old dream of heaven
Okay,
connects to
we can
today
pause.
and extends into the
Okay, so you can watch the whole video on the site, but it kind of goes through the reasons and Mother's words on it, Father's words on it, the significance, and also the current progress in the building, of the building. One insight is, I think it was about a year ago, and I'll probably end. Yeah, a year ago, I was in a meeting with True Mother in the IPAC. It was a breakfast meeting. It was the first time kind of having that kind of intimate setting, just around a table this size with Mother like sitting right across. And we have Dr. Kim, Dr. Young, and who else was this? Reverend Du was there. Anyway, just like 5 or 6 of us were there. And then Dr. Young was there, and he prepared. This was the first time kind of meeting Mother after he became the regional president. So he prepared a whole list of the top 10 amazing things about True Mother, something like that. So he went up and he read number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. It didn't seem like she was really excited to hear this, but anyway, he was really determined to share his heart. And then at the end of it, Mother said, you forgot one thing. Oh, I was like, what did he forget? And Mother said that I'm offering the Changwon and the Holy Sanctum. This is one of the top things that I'm able to do for heaven. So at that time, I remember like being confused, like, why is that so important? But in Mother's mind, this is very important. And she immediately said that was one of her greatest offerings that she made. So I think for Mother, this is very important. It's the first temple that's offered to God in the position as heavenly parent. Temples were built by chosen people. Actually, God asked the chosen people to build temples for him in the past. And 2 of them have been also destroyed. They're built and destroyed. So this is kind of the prophecy of fulfilling the 3rd temple, and also for her to acknowledge, and it's kind of like testify to God as a heavenly parent to all of humanity, and kind of creating the most beautiful space that no one else can deny is the, yeah, kind of in honor of God as the heavenly parent. That's my understanding. So thanks for the question. Any other comments or questions about the Chongwon donation? You guys remember what the goal was for Belvedere? 303,000. Do you know what the goal is for New Jersey? 1.25 million. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, anyway, if everyone participates, it'll be fine. We'll make the goal. So this is a great opportunity. All right. Last chance for comments or questions, Chowongung. All right, well, I'll be keeping track of all your donations. No, actually, Justin has access as a pastor to all the members' donations. So we'll be following up to encourage, but yeah, I'm keeping track. Actually, Choi-san is helping every week to update the numbers nationally so we can see how we're doing as a whole. All right, so that is it. Thank you very much. We'll see you again. Next up, I'd like to invite up Unmi Rangala to share about state restoration. This is the fourth campaign, the most recent one that was added. And so without further ado, let's welcome Unmi Rangala.
All right. I'm back again. And this time I'll be sharing on the state restoration. Like I mentioned in my first presentation, the states in the Northeast are New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, and New York City. And yeah, I also said that this is something that we're doing all together. I can't do it by myself. Reverend Dunkley can't do it on his own. We need to do it together. It's an all of us effort. Yeah, and this I just put that yellow dot over there to just show you where it is on the map. And then that is all of us all together, that animated group of people. And yeah, actually, as an initiative that I tried at one point was in June. Yeah, it was June. Yeah, in June, I participated in a New Jersey pageant. So I was competing for Miss New Jersey, and it was on June 23rd. And I was like, I'd been praying. I was like, God, I'm gonna win this. You know, it's gonna be for you. And then the national campaign came up, state restoration, and I was like, oh my God, just look at this. Like, I'm the only second gen in this, and you know, like winning this would get me to all these opportunities that you want, your mother wants for America. And I was like, okay. So I was so excited about doing it. I was competing against 125 other women. And yeah, so I was very excited. I mean, I'm here. I don't have the crown, so that says I didn't win, but it was one step, right? It was, oh yeah, my tiara. It was one step that I was trying to take, and after the competition, since I didn't win, I didn't really feel bad about it, but I was like, okay, God, why didn't I win if this was something that was going to lead us towards something even greater? And God told me, like, the immediate response was like I have other plans for you. And I was like, that's not what I want to hear. But I know that, you know, God works in many different ways. Maybe this was not the only way to getting to that goal. And so yeah, here I am with this big goal, big responsibility. I tried once and I tried an idea, it didn't work. So my next strategy is to pray at the Chanchimon and wait to receive revelation from heaven. Yeah, so pray for me, keep me in your prayers. Um, yeah, and again, this is something we're doing all together. So it's not just me competing in a pageant. What if we gathered all second generation, all the girls to compete in, you know, next year's Miss New Jersey pageant, right? Yeah, and then we'll have a group, and then, you know, we would be guaranteed that one of us is gonna win, and we're gonna get there. So yeah, anyways, that's one way. Didn't work, but I have hope. So yeah, our the goal is to have either a mayor of the city, or this is how we're going towards it, is mayor, governor, and then eventually the president. So national restoration is the main goal. So we're starting small with a state restoration. We have 50 states in North America, and so yeah, this is really big. but we're a community of dreamers, right? I've heard of national restoration since I was little, and here we are again. So yeah, we need to do something, right? And so yeah, we've been trying to meet with governors. So in New Jersey, I mean with the mayors in New Jersey, Elizabeth, for example, they host different activities, and they have I've been to some of their events, whether it's Women's Fed or just a regular event, UPF event, or a nice gathering that the Elizabeth members are hosting. They would invite the mayor of Elizabeth, so we have that connection. And he's been there to so many events at this point, he doesn't even say no to attending any of the events. And then there's also recently, Clifton Church hosted a Parents' Day event at the Clifton Church, and this time the Clifton mayor was able to join. And we've formed that kind of connection already. I'm not sure about New York City and New York in general, but what I know is that Reverend Dunkley is working really hard on New York City, and he's been meeting with different. Oh, actually, I just realized there's two of the same thing. But anyways, don't pay my yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Reverend Dunkley has been working really hard on that. And the goal, again, is it's for the rest of the world. And we're starting small with a state. I mean, if you look at that whole globe right there, the state even can't be seen in the whole universe. And True Mother's goal, God's goal, is the entire world. We're starting with American. This is something we want to offer to True Mother. um, on different levels. We've had different presidents attend Mother, or just, I know, for example, like the president of, was it Senegal? When she went to Senegal, they really took care of her and offered, like, even the president, my understanding, even the president received her. And so in America, as um, the world superpower nation, right? Like I've lived in Africa for a long time, and America is considered this great superpower. And yeah, so how can we get this great superpower to attending True Mother? Do you think that's possible? Yeah, yeah. So we can do it. We are not a small movement anymore. We've been here for years. We shouldn't be afraid at this point. What's the worst thing that could happen to us, right? I mean, at this point, I know you guys have been, a lot of you have fundraised and you've been out there witnessing and everything. And I had this experience recently, last month actually. I got to go to a Chanchimon workshop, 3 day with the leaders, and I had the honor of meeting True Mother. And this was my first time having like lunch with True Mother in a restaurant. And I was really excited actually. And so that evening, my husband and I decided to stay in Vegas a little longer. So on our way to our hotel in the Uber, this guy was really friendly. And I was like, oh, wow, he's nice. He was asking questions about what the Chonchimwon was, what the building was. And um, I let my husband respond because my responses are usually just very straightforward. And I was like, I don't want to scare this guy. We're in his Uber, in Las Vegas. Who knows what could happen? So I let him respond, but I was like, what's the worst that could happen if I just said, that is the only begotten daughter's building. She offered it to us. Like, I was like, okay, what's the worst that could happen? So I did it. I said it. I was like, yeah, that building was offered to us by the only begotten daughter. She's actually here. We just had lunch with her, and I was just talking, and even we talked about Jesus, and he was like, "Whoa, that is so cool. I've never heard anything like that before." And I was like, "Yeah, it's cool, right?" And then I was like, "You can go there too. Like, it's an open place. Tomorrow they have a pool party, and they actually did have a pool party the next day." And it was so, he was just like, wow, that is really awesome. Like, I have never heard of anything like that, even an only begotten daughter. And yeah, so I was like, okay, there's nothing that could happen, right? He dropped us off at our hotel, thank God. And yeah, so it was a nice experience, and I felt like, he lived in a world where, I mean, from that moment now, he knows that, there is an only begotten daughter, and maybe he went out and told his friends, I met these weird people who were talking about the only begotten daughter, and then his friends would be like, what? And then they'll go Google and then see mother and like, whoa, and then they find the Chanwon-gung and they're like, oh my gosh, there's a temple, so there's this whole, there are people out there who are waiting for a true mother, and we are, it feels like, we're, at least I do feel it sometimes, where I'm stuck in this fear of like, what would people think, but actually, like, what's the worst that could happen? I could go to spirit world and have fun with Jesus, so yeah, and then but yeah, that's our true mother. She's looking very beautiful in that photo. That's actually my favorite photo of mother. And the clicker's not working. Okay, yeah. So some of the initiatives that we're taking right now is, or Reverend Dunkley has been working on, is he launched a Peace Starts With Me podcast. So we are reviving this. And actually, he mentioned one time that one of the closest opportunities we've had where True Mother was really received was during the rally in 2019 of the Peace Starts With Me rally. And I was just there as a participant, so I got to hear the back end of it, like sometime this year. And he was sharing that he met with this lady who was she was like leading the police staff of Newark community, and she was like, where did you guys go? You guys were awesome and everything. And he was like, he was saying, when True Mother came, they offered, like, when she was leaving the venue, I think, they had this whole mortar, how did they say it, Pastor Maggie? Motorcade, yeah, motorcade, that was, leading the way for True Mother as she was heading back to her hotel. And I was like, wow, that is great, like that. So basically what I'm saying is she was received in some way, and then we disappeared, and now we're back. And then, so, like, we can't keep doing that anymore. We can't just appear and disappear whenever we want to. We got to be there. So the world has to know that we're here, and the world has to know that True Mother is here. And so, yeah, we have our Peace Starts With Me podcast. We're on episode 4, and Reverend Dunkley has been interviewing different influential people. He also got to interview, yeah, I forgot her name. Who? Greg Kelly. Yeah. Yeah, and so if you have time, just take the time to listen to these podcasts. I think they're great, and yeah, it's just really awesome. Yeah, so these are some of the initiatives that we're taking to get to that level of getting to the state level and getting a governor, or one state being restored. Mother said she wanted the entire 50 states, right? And so she's really serious about this. And yeah, she doesn't have enough time here on Earth. We don't know how long she will, be here with us for. And it's like, basically, we're the only people who can say that we lived and we got to meet the only begotten daughter. And we don't want to just live with that just by ourselves. We also want people to experience that before True Mother goes to the spirit world. So yeah, here we are. Belvedere is one of those communities that fall in New York. So thank you for taking responsibility for this. Yeah, I know you didn't choose to do it, but here you are. Thanks for living in Belvedere, or the New York area. yeah, we're not forcing you to do anything, just so we're clear. Yeah, but we do ask you to, I don't even, I know like you guys have met so many different people. I know the Okamotos have like, so many connections, and I have zero connections. I tried, it didn't work, but I have hope. So yeah, and I'm excited to work together with all of you and hear your experiences as well. And know, like, that gives me more hope too, to know that it is possible, just from hearing different experience, that it's possible for us to try again, and this time succeed and and be victorious. So that is it for my presentation. I thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. This is all of our presentations. So I'd like to pass it to Pastor Naokimi to take on, this time we're gonna go into discussions, and he's gonna facilitate that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and me. So that was the state restoration topic. And now you guys get to choose which campaign you feel most excited to help with. So I'm going to give you 1 minute of reflection to think about one of the 4 options. You guys remember what they were? Number 1 is membership, new members, returning members. Number 2, cosmic blessing, sending people to cosmic blessing. Number 3, Chongwon donation. And number 4, state restoration. Okay. By the way, for the members, it includes not just new members, but also returning members. And for the cosmic blessing, it's not just singles, it's also couples who are already married, but not part of the church. They can also be, and clergy also can be going to the cosmic blessing. So that's included as part. Okay. So take 1 minute to think which one you're most excited about. Get some reflection music. I can just play some myself. And also online participants can join in this breakouts as well. All right, that's enough time. Okay, so how many of you of the 4 are most excited about working on the new and returning membership campaign? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You'll be working with, who is the members? Justin. Okay, so why don't we, Justin, which table? Okay. With this table? Okay, so membership will be on this table. How? The flower table, okay? It's for new members, new and returning members. How many of you are most excited about the cosmic blessing? Sending people to cosmic, oh, okay. So looks like that's your table, Landon. And how many are interested in donation, Chonggung donation? Okay, I'll just talk to myself. Okay, I have 1 person. Okay, so we'll be here. And then how about state restoration? Anyone state restoration? Okay, we have 1 hand here, so you'll go to Unmi over there. I'm gonna be here. Yeah. So you can move to the okay, so we have 19 minutes, 11:20. Please discuss your strategy for Belvedere. And then at the end, choose 1 representative from Belvedere to share about what you discussed. Okay, and you have 2 minutes to report on what you discussed. All right, Enjoy your discussion, 18 minutes until 11:20. Oh, and those online, you can join in as well. Please go into your breakout rooms based on the 4 campaigns, and the campaign leaders will tune you in as well. 18 minutes until 11:20. So everyone, yeah, anyone who's here, there you have to go to the more on your um computer. It's the 3 dots, and then it says join breakout room, and then there's 4 options. And you click on join based on which campaign you're most interested in, new members, blessing, Chawanguk donation, or state restoration. That's where the discussion is happening. Okay, just go on your computer. There's a 3 dots called more, and then click on the campaign that you're interested in. So there shouldn't be anyone in this main room. You should go into your breakout room. Okay, we'll be done in about 15 minutes. Buddy, it has been 20 minutes, so let's wrap up your conversations. Please choose one representative to come up and share. Okay, so let's have one representative from the members. New members and members, you got 2 minutes to share. Come on up. And then Blessing, also send your representative up here. And state representative as well. Please introduce yourself and share for 2 minutes. Let's welcome up Ms. Chris Perkins.
Hi, so, can you hear me there? Okay, yeah, I think we're really focusing on, the long game. You know, how it's important to, we were talking about this funnel idea, and just first of all, the first stage being, what's the word? What's the first word? The first, awareness, thank you. I need your help for this because I'm representing you. So to build that awareness, the first thing we do is build that awareness part of this puzzle. If we want to, you know, go for the long, we focus more on the long game than on the quick, you know, flash event now, and then it's all closed down. Then people have forgotten about it, and then we're all quiet until the next big event. And so we need to be more consistent. Was one key word that came out in our discussion. Consistent about what and offering activities of value that will be of value to our neighbors and the towns and communities that are around, so that we can integrate ourselves with them and become a real part, where instead of being that strange place behind the trees through those stone gates that we don't know what really goes on there, but actually people know Belvedere. Yeah, that's the place where they do these great programs which really help people develop their marriage and their family, or whatever, you know, whatever niche we find. But those elements, whatever we offer, has to be organically valuable to us and offered from our expertise that we have built and developed, and also through our relationships with experts in the community around us. So we need to network and work together with them to offer these things of value. And then we can become much broader than just Belvedere means Sunday service for, for 1.5 hours every week. But it can be all these activities which have so many things of value to offer, and really become a valuable part of the community. And then influence will spread from that through the community and reach the mayor and the governor and so on and so forth. Anyway, I think that's, anything else? Okay.
Thumbs up. All right, thank you very much. How about Cosmic Blessing? You need a local rep. Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I thought Landon was gonna come up, so I was telling him. So. All right, let's welcome up Mika.
All right, so basically what we discussed was, yeah, basically just really caring about each individual. So whether they're single, whether they're already married and, you know, possibly could also go to the blessing as well. So I think just a couple of things that strategy-wise that we are doing already. So actually it's today, we kind of planned out having this barbecue for, I guess for singles specifically, but it's also singles with their friends or family. So it's more of a casual setting. So we are doing this kind of like on a local level. So all the matching supporters from Belvedere kind of reached out to like New Jersey matching supporters, Connecticut, or wherever else in this kind of area. So that is happening today. So I can't really tell you kind of what happened, you know, if it was a success or if it wasn't, but we do, we hope it will be, but then we might do it again, you know, or since we are, especially here at Belvedere, we're planning on some certain events in the fall. So maybe that's also a time for inviting them, some, you know, singles or whatever, anyone to come to this event. And it's a more of a casual thing, like, oh, there's other young adults or whatever, you know, they can talk to and possibly make a connection through that. But we are also, the other thing was that I think us as pastors, like me or Pastor Justin or even Pastor Daryl, we were thinking of, you know, visiting possibly second gens who are single, but also people who are already married or in a relationship, if they're interested in the blessing, but not in such a pressuring way, just kind of like, you know, like, hey, what's going on in your life? You know, kind of more of a casual, how are you? And yeah, like, you know, this is about you, it's about your life. You know, it's nothing to do with us pressuring you. You know, we want to empower them, you know, right? To want to feel this special thing for themselves. I mean, it's really not about parents, right? Right? It's about, you know, your children's life, what they believe in, what they feel of value. So yeah, it's kind of like inspiring them too, but also it's their decision. So yeah, that's pretty much kind of where we kind of went off of. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Very hopeful, exciting. And for the Chongyun donation, I'm going to invite up my only partner in my meeting to share about what we discussed.
Hello, my name is Junpei. I'm here from the Belvedere community. I just want to share about like personally what I've planned. I think for this kind of goal, it's important to have individually to understand your where you're going to be in the future, like financially. So personally, for me, I actually got I'm gonna graduate from college in December, and uh, I got a job offer for after I graduate. So for me, I feel like I'm able to um, I can plan out being more frugal during these last last few months of my education, and then I can try to plan out how much I can be able to contribute before April. So personally, I think I'm able to contribute. I should be able to contribute at least up to the first level by the end of the year, and then from there I can calculate. You know, you should find out like how much, for example, your tax return and like your potential like income for next year you can calculate as well. So I think maybe even like not necessarily donate now, but like go through your finances, create maybe like a spreadsheet of how much you plan to make now and what future expenses and incomes will look like in the future, and see what you can give now and all the way up to April. So that's what I just wanted to say.
You, Junpei. So bronze, right? Let's go for the bronze. At least, he says, at least. All right, that's what I want to hear. Okay, so then for state restoration, just a minute or two. Let's welcome Justin's mom.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. No, morning. Okay, so state restoration. Yeah, no problem. We're going to do it. Fist bump. So we talked about how, you know, recently, mostly we worked with like ministers, ACLC, but then at some point God inspired me to, because I met Barry Geller to take on UPF, which is where you can meet those political people more easily. Although, you know, ministers do have connections to those people. So I think in general, it's kind of like finding connections that you have with people that have connections that you are connected with who have connections. In multi-level marketing, they call it tap routing. So you try to find, you know, your client, and you try to find what connections that person has. So, like for example, we went because we're doing this UPF event on August 10th. We went to the mayor's office in Spring Valley and asked them to give like certificates to all the awardees and a proclamation. So anyway, we went there, we explained about what we're doing, and this lady was so inspired. Well, she was actually the mayor's assistant, but anyway, so now she's inspired, and she said to us, oh, you should meet this other person. And he came, and he's like a state representative of a healthcare organization, and he said, I'm from Brooklyn to Buffalo. So he has a lot of connections, and he's actually going to come on the 10th and have a table here, and he's going to donate some, you know, water, and he also said that he has a space in the Palisades Mall, so if we want to do anything, we can use that space free of charge. So that, you know, that's a great way to advertise anything in the Palisades Mall, especially if it's, you know, one of the busier days, because not like a Monday, nobody comes. But, you know, like a Saturday morning or something like that. So there's that, you know, he's assured us of that. And also he is connected to the state. You know, I don't know if he's connected to the New York State, the mayor of New York City, but anyway, we got to find those things out because we just met him. And then we went to like a Mike Lawler. I don't know if anybody knows who Mike Lawler is. He's the state congressman for New York. Probably for most of where most of you guys live, he's the congressman. So we went to an event to meet him, and you know, I was praying about it, and I thought, yes, I'm going to meet Mike Lawler. I'm going to ask him to come to our Parents' Day program, and blah, blah, blah. And then he's speaking, and then he had like a question and answer thing, and we took a ticket to ask a question. There were so many people, the ticket didn't come around to us. So I thought, God, what is going on? I came here to speak to Mike Lawler, and you haven't given me the chance. Why is that? Okay, so then Mike Lawler says, I'm sorry, I have to dash off to the next program, and he's gone. But then before he left, he said, before I go, some of my staff are still here, so if you haven't asked a question, you can ask one of my staff, right? So I thought, okay, God, maybe this is what we got to do. So we went to ask the staff. I'm shortening this story as much as I can. Anyway, she was so receptive, and she loved what we're doing. And she said, would you like to invite Mr. Lawler? I said, yeah, we would like to invite him. She said, can he speak if he comes? And I'm like, yeah. So anyway, we're still not certain because, you know, these things are always last minute. They can either come or they can't. So, but so far, she's still telling me there's a good possibility he can come. So, you know, if he comes, then he can get to know who we are, and then there's that connection, and maybe that connection can go further. So it's all about connecting. And I really feel from my experience going out there is that God is really, you know, working hard. And because like when we went to the Mike Lawler thing, we had a different idea. I had a different idea. I thought we were just going to be able to quickly give him the, you know, the thing. But, you know, in reality, if I think about it, he probably would have taken it, put it in the backseat of his car and never looked at it again. But because we met this representative who is his scheduler, we met the right person. So, so God is really working like that. So I was thankful to God that he didn't go along with my plan, that he had a better plan. So, and so I think that's the thing. Just go out and try to meet people. If you have the intention, someone talked about the intention, I forget who it was now, but you have the right intention, God will let you meet people. And I think, we can get to the people we want to get to. Because we have a great plan. Everybody, when you talk about Parents' Day and the issue of parenting, everybody's inspired and they think it's great, and it's not. So everything we have is good, very good. And if you're not going to the blessing, come to our program on the 10th of August.
Right, so there's two great programs on the 10th coming up that you can consider attending. Where's that event going to be? Right here. Okay, awesome. It's a Parents' Day event. Yeah, and you can talk to her personally about that. Okay, so this brings us to pretty much the close. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a group picture. Maybe, I don't know, Unmi, you wanna take a photo just like this? So put on your best smile. You can have this background. It's historic. People know. And we can take a picture of the media guy in the back too. And then after that, we're gonna go to the Chunshim 1 to offer a final prayer, Okmanse, and we'll be done. Okay.
All right, I'll be taking a photo now. Show me the best smile you've got. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, 1, 2, 3. 어머니, 아버지, 사랑합니다. Do the heart. All right. All right. All good. Thank you.